What's up, you progressors? Just gonna cringe at that. I'm sorry.
I think we should keep it.
No.
What's up, you little progressors out there?
Little progressors out there. You progressing today?
Did you
Did you eat your apples?
In progress.
What's up, you pickle pickers out there? This is another In Progress podcast. I don't know. But I'm your co-host, Jake, and here I'm with...
So I'm Logo. I'm still Logo.
Yes, let's go talk about some things, because I know we've been talking about the Demon Slayer movie so much, even before it was even out, before we even watched it.
Yeah.
And I remember in past podcasts, you would say, like it might not even be that good, you know?
Yeah.
Or because, you don't get your expectations high, I guess. But now that you've seen it, we can finally talk about it. So, Demon Slayer Mugen Train. What's your thoughts?
I guess I could say the same thing is don't have extremely high, have good expectations, but not high expectations. Because it's not...
Oh, real quick, we'll be spoiling the film. So if you haven't seen it, go watch the movie or just skip over this. All right, sorry.
It's not exactly, to me, it's not exactly a movie. It's an extended episode.
Yeah,
That's
I agree.
basically it is. They introduced a good character who died in the same movie.
R.P. Rengoku.
Yeah, he was a good character. I really liked him. Wish he wouldn't have died. It was a good movie, good action. I did like how much action it had. It had a lot going on in it. Basically, it's all set up on a train.
Makes sense why they call it Mugen Train.
And I have to say that I always forget his name, the boarhead guy.
Inosuke.
Yeah, he had it right from the beginning. The very beginning, he wanted to fight the train. In the end, he ended up killing the train. Yeah. He knew from the beginning that train was a monster.
People think they're crazy, man, but nah, they know.
He knew. He's honestly, to me, is one of the strongest. Even though I know, I know the main character. I mean, he's stronger. But like Inosuke, he has his own special way, and that's what. Whenever we were watching it, he has his own. He taught himself everything almost. From what I've figured out, he's almost taught himself everything. Like he's taught himself how to have like the animal like senses and stuff.
Oh yeah, because we haven't had a backstory on him yet. Okay.
I don't know who's trained him, but he mostly like he's so hard headed.
Right.
Like it looks like everything he does is on his own will. Yeah, instead of the other people being disciplined. He's not disciplined. He disciplined himself.
Yeah. He does what he wants.
Yeah, does what he wants when he wants to. And
do you remember his dream he had, where it's like everybody was just like rabbits or something?
He's the leader.
He's the leader, yeah.
Yeah, and that's pretty funny. It kind of opens up what's in everybody's head, and
yeah, I get to see their little personality.
What is the lightning guy's name?
Zenitsu. His dream.
Now I will say that he was badass.
Yeah, every time he falls asleep, man.
Yeah, and I think we had watched it, and I cannot remember what we actually said. I think we had a thought that he has split personality disorder, because when he goes to sleep, this other person comes out, and then whenever the people were coming into his dreams, they met not him, but it was the other person.
Oh yeah,
other person.
I've never thought about having the split disorder.
I didn't know.
I guess that would make sense.
I thought it was just him being asleep and dreaming, but whenever the kid actually entered his dream, they weren't talking to him. They were talking to this person that wasn't him, who even looked a little bit different, had more of like a ghostly face. And that's whenever I kind of thought, that's not him. This may be this other embodiment.
Dude, what you think about Tanjiro, how he had to wake up from his dreams?
That's rough, having to kill yourself.
Yeah, consistently.
And sometimes you don't know you're in a dream.
Yeah, that one time when he was legit about to kill himself in real life, then Inosuke stopped him.
That had me shook for a second, because he kept getting the blade and sticking it to his neck and was slitting his throat. Yeah. And he kept doing it, and then he in real life stuck it up there because he didn't understand.
Right,
and he
just kept doing it over and over again.
And then of course Boarhead comes up and he's like, "Are you stupid? Stop!"
Yeah,
like he had no problem with it at all, because he wore the mask and he couldn't tell where he was looking, so the eyes couldn't see him.
Exactly.
Basically, the demon was the train.
Yeah,
and
I can't. What was his name?
I can't remember his name. But he was a good demon. Like he was a good boss.
Did you think that it was like over when they beat him? Like you just like, well, what's gonna happen now?
I thought that was it. I thought that whenever he got beat, that was the end of the episode.
You're like, all right, like that's okay.
But whenever the next demon appeared, that's when I was like, what the heck? because I can remember usually watching those anime movies, somebody dies. It's usually crazy who dies. And then when I saw this other demon come up, I'm like, this is one of the higher ranking.
Yeah.
I was like, he's not even supposed to be here. None of these people are on his level yet.
Yeah.
And even one of the best died from it. And they both were on each other's level good. If that demon would not have had such a high accelerating regeneration rate,
oh yeah, then he would have been gone.
He would have been done.
Yeah. But because he does, that's why
that's the only reason he won.
And I think he was upper rank 3, so there's still 2 more stronger than him.
And that blows my mind that he's that strong. He would have killed Tanjiro in a second.
Oh, easily.
Tanjiro wouldn't have had a chance, even at his fullest potential. At what we've seen so far through the anime, he would have never made it.
Yeah. I gotta say, dude, I've watched it in English and Japanese, and both the voice actors for Akaza, I think that's his name, the stronger demon.
Yeah.
But his voice sounded really cool. And you watched dub, right?
Yeah, I watched the dub.
Okay. No hate on it, but I just can't get used to like some of the dub voices. Like
I see that Japanese have more emotion.
Rengoku's and Akaza's voices in English were really good. I was thinking when Rengoku first came up, what did you think about him? Were you thinking like, oh, he's actually really strong, but you haven't seen him fight yet, so you're just like thinking he is, or I
kind of thought he was like a Goku, dumb but strong.
Okay.
But actually, he was smart and really strong. He just was funny, and I kind of thought he was funny. Did not expect him to die. I did not. I actually expected Boarhead to die.
Oh, okay.
I forget his name already.
Yeah, Inosuke.
Inosuke, yeah. I expected him to die. For some reason, I had this strong feeling he was going to die, and if he would have died, I would have stopped watching the anime.
He's
the new Levi. But I wish they would kill off Zenitsu.
Yeah, he's so annoying, dude.
But he's tough, and we didn't really get a lot of
I mean, sometimes I like his character though.
Yeah, we didn't get a lot of the sister.
Oh, Nezuko.
We didn't get a lot of her, but she did good in what she did get in. But it seems like Zenitsu and the sister really didn't get a lot of time on the movie.
Yeah, I might be wrong, but I feel like that was the first time we saw Nezuko actually talk. You know, even though it was like a dream and Zenitsu's dream.
Yeah, he did have conversation. Because he was talking to her.
It just felt weird because I'm like, Nezuko's talking? What?
Yeah, that is real weird.
I'm like, that's her voice? Okay.
It was a good movie. Good episode. It was a good extended episode.
Yeah, it really, because like the thing about this movie is it's not like, most anime movies are all like the stories written by the anime staff. It's all about them, and it's not with the original story. But this is the original story. It's just made into a movie. Yeah. And I feel like why it was worked so well is because it wasn't that really long of an arc. Yeah. Because like that was really it. So I'm like, hey, they're probably like make a movie out of it. Yeah. And who knows? It ended up being the biggest movie of all time in Japan. For the first 2 days, I think it was the biggest movie in America. Really? But then it lost to Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat sucked.
Dude, that movie was so horrible.
It was bad.
Like, I like the beginning and the ending, but I skipped around a lot too. It was so boring.
We watched the beginning, and that's it.
Yeah, dude.
I haven't finished it yet.
It's not worth it. It's not legit. It's so bad. It's not even worth your time. Dude, honestly, I could have just like watched the 2 people fighting at the beginning. I could have just watched the whole movie with them. Yeah, the beginning, that was a good fight scene, and it should have been called pre-combat because it was not the Mortal Kombat. It was because it sucked. That was a terrible movie. But with Demon Slayer, it's now become, I think they've made over 50 million in the U.S., and it's become the number 2 top grossing movie in America in anime film. And the first one, what do you think the first one is? Number 1 anime film of all time in the U.S.
Dragon Ball.
Nope.
What?
Pokemon, the first movie.
Really? Yeah. Was it the first one with Mew?
Yeah, with Mew and Mewtwo.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That was a lit movie.
It's still number 1 to me in my heart.
It is crazy good. They actually made another movie. I'm trying to think of what the movie actually is, but I think it has Ash. Yes, I think it's Ash and Pikachu. I'll just find the movie. I can remember it in a second. But Ash dies in this movie, and Pikachu goes berserk. and it was actually a great movie. You
I
remember
think
what I'm
that's
talking about?
Pokemon I Choose You.
Yeah, I think that's it. That was a really good
I never
movie.
really watched it, but I did hear good things about it.
I didn't know, like, that, honestly, that right there is on par with the first Pokemon movie.
Oh,
That's how good it was.
Dang.
Because you see the interactions of the movie. You know who Pikachu is. You know who Ash is. You know their relationship. And then at the end of the movie, Ash sacrifices himself. And Pikachu is like, the hat's on the ground and Pikachu picks it up. And you start seeing so much emotion out of that Pokemon, and then like blows the competition away because it's not Pikachu. Pikachu has been filled with this rage and this fear that he's gone.
Was that the one where Pikachu talked?
I cannot remember if he talked or not, but Ash actually had to like.
I feel like it was.
You know, like when your life flashes before your eyes.
Yeah.
He actually had to go through all that to get back to Pikachu. He actually had to go back through that, and Pikachu met him midway.
You got to give respect to the people that actually created that. Because
Turn a child's movie into something that grown men like me watch.
Yeah, I was about to say, we started getting teary eyed, like, shoot. I mean,
Yeah.
the first Pokemon movie still gets me. I'm just like,
Bro,
if
I can't
I'm
watch
like,
it.
Man.
At the end, whenever Ash is like, he died. I mean, how many times this guy died? I just realized he died in this movie too.
He gets like electrocuted a lot.
Yeah.
And then when Pikachu just gets up, he's like, Pika-Pee. I'm
He
like,
starts having a tear.
No, not the tear.
No, not the Pika-Pee. But it was really good, and that was back in 1990, 1998?
Bro, I was 3.
Oh, yeah. Because I was really little when I saw it. I actually want to say I had like 3 VHS tapes of that.
Yeah, me too. The
have a-
VHS.
Well, now I'm
Kids these days legit don't even know what that is.
don't know. I honestly like the VHS.
What I hated though is like, I mean, I legit, I wish I still had it so I can go and like a VCR so I can go and play it again, because just that feeling of like hitting stop, rewind, that sound.
Yeah.
It's very nostalgic, but it's very annoying as well.
It
Because,
is.
I mean, now I could just be like, skip, boom, there. But
There.
that you just had to like, all right, I gotta wait like 5 minutes.
And you also have
rewind
that timestamp of like, oh, this happens at 15 minutes and 52 seconds. And then now on the VCR, you're like, play, stop, play, stop, play,
Yeah.
stop, play, stop.
Dude, I remember I used to freaking not download. I would record. I would stay up, record like they had like Toonami. They had anime on there every Saturday night. So I would put my because it would be on late at night and I don't want to
Yeah.
stay up. So I'll just throw in my VHS, record it, go to sleep, and wake up and then watch it.
That's awesome.
And it's just like this, and then I'll have like tapes stacked up with just like all this like Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball, and just all that stuff.
My VHS player, I can remember because I had like 5 of them because they kept breaking all the
Dang.
time. When I pressed the play button, this was the last one I had. It worked all the way up till I remember. What I remember is it worked, but when you press play or any button, some buttons would stick and they'd push into the system, and you had to reach in there and get your finger and pull the button out.
Oh, dude, I hate when the tape gets like stuck in there. You gotta like freaking configure it out to try.
You ever
get
had the tape roll up on you whenever it was like fast forwarding? All of a sudden you look over and it's like pillowing out.
Yes, I'm like,
Oh my god!
it's that kind of thing where there were some times I would just throw the tape because I didn't want to deal with
Yeah,
it. You know?
I thought that they would catch on fire. So I know that my mom had said that they would catch on fire sometimes. I never saw it, but but
I mean, I guess it's possible.
it is. I think it's possible, but those things were death traps.
No, they're really flammable.
Oh yeah,
That's right. Because
I know that. I was young. I was stupid. I wanted to see how the VHS tape works, so
I mean, you're learning.
I put my whole hand in the slot while I was playing one time.
It's like, hey, poke the snake with a stick. You know.
Yeah, it wasn't. It didn't have a tape in there, but you still could press rewind and stuff.
I mean, I did the same thing, dude.
So I put my hand in there and it burned the shit. Like,
Oh.
it spins in there real fast.
Oh wait, you turned it on and like did everything?
Yeah.
Like, bro.
Stuck my hand in there and it burned the crap out of me. It sucked so bad. And then I screwed it up because there's 2 little things that stick in it and they spin, and I broke those. So the back then the VHS was expensive for. Because I mean, like 50, I think it was like $40, $50. That was expensive back in that day.
Right.
I broke it, and I remember my parents got so pissed. But we had like.
Gotta get another one, number 6.
But what was cool though is we had bought the brand new VHS player, and then it broke. We went back to the oldest VHS player we had just sitting in our storage room, and it worked the exact same. There was no difference in buying the new and the old ones. There wasn't, just like a DVD player. You can buy this one because it plays this, and then this one plays Blu-ray.
Oh, yeah.
This one's 4K. This one's VHS players,
all...
they played the same thing no matter what model it was.
Because I mean, it was all really like a certain quality.
Yeah, it was the tape itself.
Yeah, and I think because like the highest VHS went was like 480p, so like and honestly, dude, the first time I witnessed HD, I could never go back.
I couldn't understand it. I didn't, because I was like, it's like my skin. It's like I can see.
I can see the pores.
I can see everything, but
and I don't know how it keeps getting better. But now they get 8Ks like becoming more popular now as well.
That is crazy. I do. There was another thing with the tapes. I remember I never personally did it myself. I watched people do it.
Yeah.
Like if you're watching a movie and let's say that the tape breaks, you would have to cut 2 pieces off and then like put it back together. So basically that part of that movie's gone forever.
Yeah.
That little piece. So you'd be watching and they're like, oh, fight scene, boom, and then all of a sudden
like,
it skips.
Oh,
and you see it warble and you're like, what?
What just happened?
And then you start when you go back, like I remember it was the Brave Little Toaster. I used to love the Brave Little Toaster when I was a little kid. Well, I was a little kid, so I damaged the tape a lot. I even pulled the tape out, and I was like, oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Put it all back together. I ripped it up a couple times, of course. I think it was my grandmother who fixed it a couple times. I can remember, like, I was 20 probably, and I went back, and I was like, I'm going to watch the Brave Little Toaster again. And I started watching it, and it had no warbles in it, no skip points. I'm like, what is this part of this movie I've never seen before?
I've seen this so many times, but yet now there's this, like...
Yeah, because you get so used to the warbles and so used to the skips.
Like that is the movie.
That's
now.
the movie.
Yeah.
And then I started watching it. I'm like, this isn't the movie.
Dude, did you ever have you recorded on the VHS? You're watching this, and then all of a sudden it just goes to another show.
Yeah,
I got that. I was watching.
Copy it over.
Yes, dude. I was legit like I had a Dragon Ball marathon, and it was like this new episode, and I was ready to watch it. And then it was like I think it was like recorded like, and it was like drag racing. I think my dad had used it, and I'm like, what? And back then, dude, you don't know what was going to happen. You didn't know we were going to get like internet and how everything's would be so accessible these days.
And you thought you'd never see it again.
Exactly. I'm just like I never like legit, dude. When my family and I went on vacation, of course, the vacation the week we had to go on was the last episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! When they used to play it on WB.
Yeah.
And my brother was like straight. He was telling my grandmother, "Oh, you got to put the tape in. You got to do this. You got to record." She's like, "Okay." So what she did was when we were on vacation, like my brother and me were really wanting to see the Yu-Gi-Oh! So we were like, all right, when we get back home, that's what literally went vacation. Forget that. Let's go back and watch
hurry
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Up and get back.
Yeah, exactly. So when we finally got home, my brother put in the tape. And apparently, my grandmother got there early, and she put it on the tape. And instead of when it came on, she just went in there, turned it on, hit record, and left. So it recorded everything, and it stopped right before Yu-Gi-Oh! So we didn't get to see the last episode. Oh my god! And we were so pissed. We're just like, no, like we're so distraught because like this is like the last episode. We've been watching it every week at like 7 a.m. every Saturday.
But now
morning.
you have it on demand here.
Yeah, exactly. You can just watch it anytime.
But that's now I did the opposite.
What?
I wasn't recording something that I was going to get in the future. I was recording something that you'll never get back. I mean, I was erasing something.
Oh, like a family
event type deal. I think it was the hospital, because back then you had the big cameras you held up to your face and stuff, and they had the VHS like recording type deal.
Yeah.
I think it was somebody's birth. I can't remember. I think it was like mine or like my brother or something like that.
It's a boy. Erases over.
I erased everything on it. I didn't know what I was doing. I just grabbed a tape. Yeah, it didn't have a label on it because you wrote in marker.
Yeah. Well, that's their fault.
Yeah, so I put it in there, and I was like, oh, boop, and I erased it. And I was like, oh, I can record. I had to teach myself how to record on it. Yeah. So then I was like, oh, it was some TV show. It was like a scary show that was on TV at that time, and I was like, I want to record this. Recorded it, and then it was like years later. My mom went back, and she was trying to show my grandmother that video because we were going through like old stuff, and she's like, oh my gosh, here's that thing. Oh my god. And I was like,
you were born.
What is that? And I kept looking, and I looked because I remember I put like a number or like a little letter or something else. I remember what it was because I never would write out. I was too lazy to write out what it was. So I'd put like scary movie. I put S. So I would put that on there, and I was like, S. And she kept looking at it. She's like, what's that S mean? She goes, oh, it's probably just a mark. And I'm like, she's like, oh yeah, this was your brother's birth. And I'm like, oh. And I can remember like, whoa, dude, I was young.
That would be more funny if it was your brother's and not yours.
I think it was, and I really don't give a fuck no more. But anyway, it started playing, and of course you had the warbles coming up. It's getting ready to show it, and all of a sudden it's showing the scary show, and my mom's like, maybe this is the wrong video. Maybe this is the wrong one. I'm like, please Don't let it be the wrong one. And she's like, no, this is it. I'm like, I was like, what? And she goes, who recorded over this?
Oh, my brother.
And I kind of looked around because my brother was way too young to be blame anybody. I couldn't blame nobody. And then she looked over at me, and I'm just like, well, then this is where my mom had one of those. It's one of those moments where your parents look at you and you completely understand what they're doing. My mom did not think I had enough brain cells. She thought I was too dumb to record over it, so I didn't get blamed.
She learned that day.
Yeah, she did. That's what you get for thinking I'm stupid.
Kids are a lot smarter than people think.
So she blamed my stepdad. So yeah. So he slept on the couch for a fucking week.
Dang.
Yeah, fuck you, Mom. I'm smart enough to do that.
How old were you? Like 4 or 5?
Shoot, I had to been like 5, 6, something like that. But I knew that I was smart enough to know I did something wrong. And well, I still will never forget that fear I had in my heart that day.
And it's crazy how when you're younger, like the things you fear is like obviously not that big of a deal now, but like then when you're younger, you just think like, you know, like your parents, they're like the gods of your world. It's just like anything that you did wrong is just like the fear in you.
Now I have
like,
no fear. I don't give a crap.
Cops show up.
Oh, that's whenever I fear.
I swear it wasn't me.
But
we kind of went on like a different tangent there. Yeah. But
talking about whenever we were kids, I recently got into learning about the Mandela Effect, and this actually affects a lot of my childhood because back when we were kids, we were eating unhealthy stuff. Fruity Pebbles, we were eating tricks for kids, we're eating all this random stuff, we were watching these TV shows, we were playing games, and we had these memories of doing all this as a child, but the Mandela Effect has proved everything wrong that I remember. A lot of the stuff.
Well, for the people that don't know, what is the Mandela Effect?
So it's actually based on Nelson Mandela, and it's based on his death. People thought that he died in prison in 1980. He didn't. Everybody in their mind, because I did a book report on him whenever I was in high school, when we were in high school, and I did it on Nelson Mandela. In my report, I can remember writing he died in 1980, but he died in 2013. Everybody was shocked. They thought he was already dead. That's why they call it the Nelson Mandela Effect, because everybody remembers it happening this way, but it never happened. So they've started insinuating that these things that I'm about to talk about are indeed the Mandela Effect. Because I talked to you about the Looney Tunes. The incorrect spelling is Looneytoons. I've always remembered it being Looney Tunes, Toons, but it's actually Tunes. I don't remember that.
Yeah, see, I always thought it was Toones.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was too. But I've been incorrect, and that's my part of my childhood that has just kind of like been wrong. Yeah. Like it's that warble in the VHS tape.
I could see a lot of people just like listening or watching this and they're just like, and like it's so trivial.
Yeah.
You know? But it's that kind of thing, I guess, if you like, you're just so used to something back then, and before you know, it's like, guess what? Your whole life was a lie, you know, kind of thing.
I do remember, now this is one that didn't affect me as much because I couldn't remember either way. But Curious George.
Okay.
He didn't have a tail.
He didn't?
See, See, he never had a tail.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the newest Curious George. Back in the day when I was a little kid, Curious George, I couldn't remember because I didn't watch it a lot. That's why it didn't affect me that much. And there's some people who are watching this that's going to be like, holy crap, Curious George did have a tail. I know it.
Oh, yeah. No, what got me is when you said Pikachu had you thought it had like a black ant on the tail, but it was all.
This is a newer, this is somebody who etched this just to kind of give you an example.
Okay.
But this is what they kind of thought Pikachu used to look like. It had a black part on the end of his tail.
I wonder if the old Pikachu did.
That's what I'm saying is the old Pikachu didn't have it either.
What?
No Pikachu ever had a black part on his tail. And I specifically remember there being black on the end of his tail, like a line, like a thick line or something on there.
See, I wonder if this is like when they change names and letters and stuff for for names and titles. I wonder if it's like really just through time, people just changed the name up, you know, kind of rebranded a little bit or whatever.
Or I guess branding, Monopoly, the Monopoly man, the white man, white mustache, top hat, and he has the monocle. And I played Monopoly when I was younger, and I always remembered him having a monocle. but he never had a monocle.
I really feel like this stuff is wrong because
Yeah.
I'm like, I swear, like, I feel like back then it was, he did have a monocle.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of it's wrong, but I looked it up on there's many things that we looked it up on, and it keeps repeating the same process. And the way that the Monopoly Man got me was because I remember watching Ace Ventura. It's one of the Ace Ventura movies, and Ace Ventura makes fun of a guy who looks like the Monopoly Man, wearing a monocle, top hat. Or I don't think he had a top hat. I think he had the big white mustache. What is the Monopoly Man? I mean, I was like, hold on, wait a minute. Mustache, monocle, top hat, rich guy.
This stuff is all like kind of stuff that you thought as a kid. Is there anything like huge, or is it just like the small stuff about like
small things that your memory is smudging? Like Kit Kat. You know how they had the little hyphen between Kit Kat? Mm-hmm. There was no hyphen.
Ever?
It's always been Kit Kat with no hyphen.
Bruh, somebody be messing with our brains.
Now, this is how it got started about Fruit of the Loom. Their logo itself, it's wrong. And I'm saying it's wrong because I remember when I was younger, I was a little kid, and I was going to go buy some clothes. I can't remember where we were at. My mom was buying me Fruit of the Loom stuff. It was like underwear or something like that. I can't remember. Or like an undershirt. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
And, I didn't know what it was.
I didn't know either, dude. I legit, I freaked out for a second. I thought it was like some bug or something.
I thought it was my shoe, and I was like, why is my shoe so heavy? But Fruit of the
footsie
Loom,
under the table. Hey, this podcast.
Do you know what a cornucopia is? Actually, I'll show you a picture without showing you the other side first. Remember that logo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the logo. There is no cornucopia. There's so many things like Cheez-Its. Is it Cheez-It or Cheez-Its with a Z at the end of it?
It's with the Z.
Cheez-It. See, I'm not understanding these memories of mine failing like this. A big one that a lot of art enthusiasts would kind of think about, because everybody who deals with art has heard of the Mona Lisa. Yeah. I remember her having a grin.
No, she was never smiling.
Really? See, now you remember the right thing. See, now that's Mandela Effect for me.
I've seen the memes where, she had a freaking huge grin.
Yeah.
But
Star Wars, I don't know if you never watched Star Wars, did you?
I did. I couldn't get into it.
You know who C-3PO is?
The robot.
Yeah. One of his legs was not gold. One of his legs was silver.
Yeah, I've never noticed that. Bro, I freaking hate this, man. You got me started contemplating what is real.
Hold on, I've never seen this one before. This one's new to me. When I tell you the color, which I'm really bad with colors, and honestly, if somebody were to say this to me, I would honestly think this. Do you know what chartreuse is? The color. Well, chartreuse. I actually thought chartreuse was like a bluer color, or more like on the lines of like a pink, or anything like that. Chartreuse is a green. I never knew that ugly grass green is chartreuse. Life is like a box of chocolates from Forrest. You've watched Forrest Gump.
Life's like a box of chocolates.
It's not what Forrest Gump, played by the amazing Tom Hanks, actually said.
What do you say?
If you listen closely, he says life was like a box of chocolates, not life is like a box of chocolates. That's one of my all-time favorite movies. He says life was like a box of chocolates.
Oh, so this is what made you start thinking yo, this stuff is actually
and the was
true.
Was emphasized. And that's where I don't understand, because my mind is telling me everything. There's even shirts made in freaking Walmarts and everywhere that says life is like a box of chocolates.
It's almost like when somebody talks to you and tells you this story and you pass it on to say this other story, and then before you know it's like a completely different story.
And it keeps going. I really love Lord of the Rings. There was one in Lord of the Rings. You know Gandalf? Big gray wizard guy. Whenever the saddest part of the movie happened, when he's hanging off the cliff, he's run you fools, and he dies. That never happened. Run you fools? He never said that.
Run you fools.
Before his treacherous fall, you can clearly hear him say, fly, you fools. What the fuck?
So it just shows you can't even trust your own mind.
Our memories are failing. You know who that is?
Yeah, Smokey the Bear.
Wrong.
No?
That's Smokey Bear. See? But there's a lot of really crazy things that our past is, honestly, I think it's kind of fuzzy. I think it's like a government thing, or is it?
It's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy theory. Is this real? What if it's a glitch in the Matrix? I don't really believe we're in the Matrix, but if we are, man, shoot, this is a big glitch.
To summarize it all, your life is a lie.
Your life is a lie. Don't ever expect too much because it'll probably be fuzzy in the end. Whatever memories you're planning on telling your grandkids whenever they're born, whenever they're old enough, just go ahead and forget it because you're probably wrong.
Not worth it.
Not worth it. So keep progressing, and if you can't keep progressing, then it's probably a conspiracy theory. So have fun, everybody. Good night.
Bye.